happened for the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, because I remember Jeffrey Epstein, he's a sick guy. Apparently his let me give you a quick breakdown on just like what happened in the court cases to show you how sick this guy was. So pretty much all he would do is he brought this chick. I think this chick, correct me if I'm wrong, this chick was named like Haley or something. She pretty much went to Epstein's house. They met up somehow, some way, and was just like, hey, if you bring me more people, you know, if you refer me more people, I will give you money if, you know, if they have sexual intercourse with me, or they give me massages, right? So what she did is she brought like a 21-year-old, 22-year-old, or it might have been 23, to his house. And he was like, no, way too old. Epstein's helper. Okay. Oh, here we go. This is Epstein's helper. Literally, she's a sex offender. Okay. So she would bring all these people, bring these girls, and like next time after she brought that 23-year-old, she brought like a 19-year-old, and he was like, no, still too old. And so she started bringing younger kids from 17, 16, 15, 14. I think there was even a 13-year-old in there. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is all just from memory from when I read it like a year ago. And so literally, you know, she would bring these people and get referred, and then he would give the opportunity to these 15, 16-year-olds, because they would make up money for going over to this house. And they would go in, and they all had the same exact story. They had 20 people on the court case document, roughly 20 people, from his house in Miami, because they were getting these people from the Miami high school. They would all get money, to like $250 for going and giving him a massage. The story was, I'd arrive at his house, they would give him, we were led into this back room. He had a bunch of paintings on the wall or something. We were led into this room that looked like a massage room with sexual toys in the back. They would, like, it's just gross talking about this, because like just to read this is like how disgusting somebody has to be. He would like be in his underwear or something, and they would rub lotion on him, and after about like 15 minutes or something, he would like grab them. He would grab them, and if they were weirded out and they didn't want to go further, they would leave the room, and he'd finish and move on. And so after that, if they wanted to go further, right, he'd let them touch them. You know, there would be sexual intercourse with these children. He basically ran this ring, and it kind of shows you like the female psychology behind this, which is weird. If you have girls, it attracts other girls. The fact that like, how many different houses he had because of the amount of wealth this guy had. You know, how many different places he could have been doing this. He had his own island. So apparently what was going on this island, right? These billionaires, and this seems pretty accurate after reading this court case. You know, before we get into the island, let's read a little bit about who this we'll just call her Maxwell, because I'm not going to try to figure out how to pronounce that name. So this chick right here, she was the daughter of Robert Maxwell, which I don't know who Robert Maxwell is. Let's give that a quick search. Who's Maxwell? Okay, Maxwell was he was a media reporter. He was foster and sex offender. Okay. So this guy doesn't see Mossad. He was a suspected Mossad. That's actually crazy if you think about this. He was a suspected Mossad spy. We could go into a whole nother rabbit hole, but I don't want to get us like taken down about this Mossad thing. So he was a British media reporter, so he had influence over people with being a media guy. But this chick, let's read about her, a summary. So Maxwell is a former... Real quick, join the Discord, discord.gg/BWARE.
It's in the description.
And convicted sex offender. She has been accused of recruiting and grooming young women into Epstein's child sex trafficking. In 2021, she was found guilty of sex trafficking and other offenses in connection with the deceased financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein in June 2022. She was sentenced to 20 years imprisonment in a New York court. So she's been arrested. Now we can go, let's look up an image of Jeffrey Epstein's island. If we go to Jeffrey Epstein's island, this is what it looked like. Right? There's this house. You know, he was kind of he was pulling right here. There we go. Yeah, he had money, so of course he had his own island, right? And within Epstein's island, all these billionaires, millionaires, they would come to this island, right? And at this island, seeing that he, you know, had sex with children previously, especially with this female here, Maxwell, it would only make sense that there would be children at this island, maybe from all over, wherever. And so when these billionaires would come, what is reported is they would bring children, underage, of course, and they would get them on camera having sex with these children. And so now they have something that on camera that would be like, ha ha ha, I have you on camera with children, so now you must do what I say. If not, we're going to expose you, right? It would only make sense, which is just completely disgusting. Let's read a little bit of a backstory on our friend here, Epstein. Epstein, he was born January 20th. His birthday is coming up. 1953. And he was found deceased back in 2019. He was born and raised in New York City and began his professional life by teaching at some school. Despite the lacking a college degree, after his dismissal from the school, he entered the banking and financial sector at Bear Stearns in various roles before starting his own firm. Epstein developed an elite social circle, many women and children whom he has associated with sexually abused. What he would do in his corporation with his financial shit is he would basically scam these people, financial consulting. Epstein founded his own law firm, IAG, which assisted clients in receiving stolen money from fraudulent brokers and banks. He was a high-level bounty hunter. He told his friend that worked some consulting governments very wealthy to recover embezzled funds, while at other times he would work for clients whom had embezzled funds. A Spanish actress, Anna Oberg, was one such wealthy client. He helped recover her money. Then he did Towers Financial Corporation. Towers Financial Corporation imploded when it was exposed as one of the biggest Ponzi schemes. So he basically had this huge Ponzi scheme with one of his financial corporations, right? Now his other one, I don't know. I don't remember. I remember just reading about this one, so maybe his other one was legit. But he had this big Ponzi scheme, and well, here I'll read this. He losing over 450 million of its investors' money, equivalent to, damn, that's a lot, like almost $1 billion in 2022. In court documents, Hoffman claimed that Epstein was immediately involved in the scheme. Epstein left the company by 1989 and was never charged in the involvement of investor fraud committed. So he basically would scam these people somehow and then left this company after before they got caught 4 years later. So hedge funds, investment, Israel startup. So he was involved in Israel, which, what a surprise. You know, like, he would invest in different like military bases. He went to Israel and met with a number of researchers and scientists and visited Israeli military bases. So what was he doing with these Israeli people? And here's what I stated earlier for you guys. Epstein installed concealed cameras in numerous places on his property to allegedly record sexual activities with underage girls of prominent people from the criminal purposes such as blackmail. Maxwell, Epstein's long-term girlfriend and companion, told a friend of Epstein that Epstein's private island in the Virginia island was completely wired for video, and the friend believed Maxwell and Epstein were videotaping everyone on the island as an insurance policy. When police raided his Palm Beach residence in 2006, 2 hidden cameras were discovered in his home. It reported Epstein's mansion in New York was wired intensively with video surveillance, which is crazy. Entirely with I didn't even know that about his place in New York was wired entirely with video surveillance. So Farmer, an artist who worked with Epstein in 1996, noted that Epstein showed her a media room in the New York mansion where there were individuals monitoring the pinhole cameras throughout the house. The media room was accessed through a hidden door. She stated that in the media room there were men sitting here, and I looked on the cameras and I saw toilet, bed, toilet, bed. She added that it was very obvious that they were monitoring private moments. Epstein allegedly lent girls to powerful people to integrate himself with them, aka network, and gain access to potentially blackmail them. So, throughout this disgusting individual's human life, he would just blackmail people, take people's money, and all this bullshit. So that's a little bit of the backstory behind Epstein. We apparently got the people that were going onto this island. I'll keep this island on the screen, set to the side, and I heard that we got some release about Epstein's client case, or who was on his island. Okay, Bill Clinton. Here's Bill Clinton asked about the Epstein allegations. So, I gotta figure out where I can find that list. Let's see, is there anything in the Discord about it? By the way, join the Discord, discord.gg/BWARE. Be an early supporter. I told Breezy to send something, but it's not in here. That's alright. It's alright. Okay, let's see what Bill Clinton had to say about the Epstein allegations, because I think he was on the list. Why did he... What did he say? He is laughing. He doesn't give a shit. No one would dare to arrest him. I don't even know what he just said. Oh, I think the evidence is clear. There we go. The fact that why did he smile like that? He clearly doesn't give a shit.